Goldfinger from the Goldfinger Minute, and today I have with me Don. Welcome, Don.
Oh, thank you.
I'm going to turn off your screen so it doesn't distract you. You can look at me. And Don has come from Florida, originally New York.
Correct.
Long Island, was it?
Yes, close to New York City originally, right on the city line, about 15 miles from Manhattan.
And he has, we were talking a little bit before we started, he has longevity in his family. Tell us a little bit about the family, the longevity, and how you grew up and what you've done.
Unless I get hit by a bus later, it's pretty good. But,
we're praying not.
Yeah. Geez, I don't know, family, my grandparents on my mother's side lived to be just about 90 each, 90 and both were 90. And my grandfather smoked the big cigars all the time, and my grandmother inhaled all the smoke because they lived in a little upscale row house near New York City.
Yeah.
They were in show business all their lives, and they were very content to live there. And my other grandparents...
What did they do in show business?
They were song and dance mainly.
Really?
And actually,
this is before sound or before
correct.
Video or movies?
Correct.
Oh, interesting.
They used to...
So stand-up...
they would basically song and dance, and they would travel around the country by train using the big steamer trunk.
Really, yeah?
And I have newspaper clippings that my mother followed them from different cities, and at one point there was a write-up of their stage names were Millard and Marlin. I don't know where they got that.
That was
and
just
it
something
said,
they made up.
like the B.F. Keith's Theater featuring Millard and Marlin, and underneath was little letters and Jack Benny and his violin.
Cool.
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah,
But,
and you have that still? You have.
I still have everything. I haven't gone through it. I mean, I just have this big, thick scrapbook. You know, I may never look at it realistically.
No, you should. In fact, you should take some photos of it.
Yeah, it's
probably actually good stuff for some of the places that want to look back in history, like museums or.
It's possible.
Yeah.
And my grandfather on my mother's side, on my father's side, he was a steam locomotive engineer years ago.
Wow.
He used to work 7 days a week, always looking at his pocket watch. I can remember. He died when...
He had a railroad watch.
Probably.
Yeah,
he died when he was 96, and which was odd at the time. He had... it was a second marriage where my father came from and his brother. And she was a little younger. She was probably about... I think she was 78 when she died, about 10 years before my grandfather dying. But interesting people, nice people.
And they lived to ripe old age, you told me.
Yes, they did. He was 96, and she was, well, she was kind of big. She had high blood pressure, and I think she stroked out in the kitchen or something one time.
And your mother lived. Your mother lived to.
My mother lived to be 101 and 5 months.
Incredible.
She just wouldn't die. I mean, I love my mother, but she just wouldn't die. I joke because I took care of her for 4 months and, for 4 years and 5 months. And I moved in with her. My little condominium was a few miles away, so it was not a big deal. But I figured, she'll be gone in a few days after she fell, and she lasted 4 years. And I did have some help with hospice, but not a lot. My father had, because he was in the Navy in World War II, he had some benefits where hospice gave us about $14,000 a year towards care.
That's quite a bit.
And it sounds like a lot. But when you're paying $35 an hour and you have to use a government-approved agency, you can't just get somebody to come in, and they have to be registered. It's a typical government thing.
Right.
So realistically, in the beginning, when it was $25 an hour, she got 6 hours twice a week.
Okay.
That ate up the money.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
$25 an hour
doesn't
times
last very
6
long.
hours
Yeah.
times 8 days a week, 8 days a month.
8 days a
But
month.
when it went to 35, then I was still getting away cheap, believe me.
Yeah.
But then I had to reach in my pocket a little bit. Not a big deal, but she just wouldn't die, and she was a nice person. And she died naturally through hospice.
Well, that's good. And she was sweet. She said she baked. She liked to cook and bake,
God,
like all our mothers. I was a Jewish home, and my mom loved to cook and bake, and all the worst foods in the world.
All the cookies and the cakes.
Well, noodle kugel, really bad stuff. I mean, matzo ball soup. Oh, God, I miss her cooking, man. Seriously, really good cook. Made me fat.
It was a different time in the United States when
it's easier, wasn't it?
Well, I don't know if it was easier.
It was less. It was less pressure.
You had maybe the family, if they were fortunate, had one car. The car had an AM radio. Maybe it had heat. Maybe not.
We were lucky when we got one TV. Nobody had two TVs or two cars.
There you go.
It just didn't happen. And it was rabbit ears. They didn't have satellite dishes or now cable. They didn't have that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was great.
It was a different era.
But I was very fortunate. My father managed to buy a little summer cottage about 75 miles away from our home. We lived in a little town called New Hyde Park, about 15 miles from Manhattan. And on the weekends, we would go out there, and I got to spend the summers there. It was just drop-dead gorgeous.
Yeah, I used to go out to camp, and we'd take a bus from Boy Scouts or from schools, and we'd go out and we'd go camping in the woods, and they'd have a lake. It was great. It was really great. A lot of people don't get out of the city. A lot of the current generation, they live in the city and they never leave. I know that's true for Las Vegas. They have no idea what camping is. It's really a shame because that's
the whole family unit changed. It's under stress from.
Well, when we ate a meal, usually dinner, we all get together. Everybody came in, and everybody had to be home. My mom would ring, or dad would ring a bell, outside. Neighbors would have a triangle that they rang. Another one had a whistle, a certain whistle. All the kids would know who that is, and they tell the kid for that family, hey, your dad just whistled, okay? Yeah. You need to go home. We'd all sit at the table at one time. And quiet, say our prayer, and then Mom would bring out the food, and we all ate, and we talked about what happened in school. That doesn't happen anymore.
Absolutely,
that's so sad.
It's
not the same.
I tell people, and I'm half joking, but I'm serious. I say the world is broken. It's just broken the way I look at things.
It was a simpler, and the funny part is, I remember my dad saying the same thing I'm saying now, and I didn't understand what he was talking about. Because it was even simpler, more so, back in the day when a kid could drive a car.
Yeah.
A kid could drive. He could be 16 driving a car. It's no big deal.
I was 16.
There was no driver's license.
I got my junior license at 16.
There was no Social Security card. There was no driver's license. A kid could get a job, at any age. Usually kids got hired and they'd work and help the family.
Sure. Well, I didn't do that. My father was doing pretty good. We weren't wealthy or anything, but we were. And like you were saying, in the morning, my mother would say, "Have a good time."
Yeah.
And I had some local friends, and it was kind of a geographic area. We really didn't leave that area, but it was on the water, not their house, on a little creek that led out to a bay that was 5 miles wide. Just absolutely gorgeous boating.
Nice, very nice.
And she'd say, "Be home when it's, like for dinner or when it's dark, whatever it was." That's all.
Well, I lived outside of L.A. City. It was in the San Fernando Valley. And back then, it was all orange groves.
Yeah.
And I used to ride my bike with a dog through the orange groves.
Yeah.
And there was no fences. You didn't really have too much thievery or anything.
Yeah.
You didn't have to worry about leaving your bike out or things like that.
Yeah.
You didn't fence. You'd have a wall in your yard, but you didn't really worry about too many things. And
I never had a lock on a bike.
I don't think we locked our doors at night. I don't think. I remember.
I don't think we did.
I don't
even
even know if we had a lock originally.
Yeah.
Because people, they just didn't. You didn't have pilfering.
It was a lot easier, and the foods I think maybe were a little more healthier.
Yeah.
And
the milkman came by in the morning. You put the sign in the door and the Pillsbury sign, and you put the guy for the what is it called, the truck that come with the donuts and the breads, Helms.
There was another
Helms
one.
guy.
There was another. There were a few names.
There's one in the East
Dugan.
Coast.
Dugan was
that was the East Coast.
East Coast. Yeah.
Simple times
and good humor.
Yeah, good humor.
The trucks coming and
it
was a different time, and The wives in general, if they were fortunate enough, were able to stay home and make sure the kids turned out okay, like you did and I did, to a degree. And
make sure they got their homework done after school before they could play.
Yeah, so it was different.
It's changed.
It really has.
Unfortunately, they don't teach a whole lot in school anymore for having a tech type job. Like there's no wood class, plastic shop, auto shop, metal shop, drafting. There was also and mostly it was girls for doing homemaking.
Yeah.
I liked the homemaking, to be honest, but they wouldn't let me go in because it was all girls.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't qualify to be into homemaking.
Well, you wanted to go in with
but
the
I like
girls.
doing laundry. I like washing dishes. I don't know what to tell them. So, I like it.
I used to make potholders the way you'd weave them.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, I had a brother, and he was about 3.5 years older than me. And he caught me one time with my mother sewing.
Yeah,
and
I like sewing.
I was making bean bags.
Okay.
And he said something like, "Oh my God, you're a girl." Well, after that, I never touched a sewing machine again. But
we had a pedal treadle, an old Singer pedal treadle. It wasn't even electric.
Wow.
A house would only have a 50 amp circuit. Okay, back then. Okay, I can't imagine. You'd blow circuits left and right today because there wasn't hair blowers.
I bought a property. I got involved in a little bit of real estate, very small basis. How to buy using other people's money and blah, blah, blah in the 80s. And I bought an old house that had a 30 amp electric service.
Oh, my God, that's so
with
little.
Fuses.
Oh, yeah.
Non-conforming.
The screw-in fuses.
Non-conforming two-family house with a 30 amp service. That's 15 amps top and bottom.
So you'd blow the fuses left and right. So they used to put a real copper penny, because back then it was a real copper penny all the way. You'd put a penny in and then you screw the fuse in so you wouldn't have a fuse.
Yeah. It's
Go figure.
But, very strange. But everything just seems to look better when you look back. There were some tough times, too. And,
well, that's why there's a lot of us elderly guys here in Dumaguete, because we can relate to where it used to be, and we still appreciate the calmness that it brought in our lives.
I go back a little bit more than you do. I'm pre-geezer. I'm just about an old geezer.
What age are you?
I'm 74. I'll be
it's wonderful.
75 in January.
God, I hope I look as good as you at that age. I'm just a youngster.
Years ago, when I was about 35 or so, and I was always skinny. I was a skinny kid.
Yeah.
I decided, I saw somewhere a book or something about running, and I'm thinking, running? Who would run? And I picked up the book, and I said, that's kind of interesting. So I bought a pair of running shoes. And
really?
They said, just start real slow. Go out and walk for maybe a mile, then the next time walk 1.5 miles. I get it up a few miles, and then just do a little jog, down the street. And what they suggested is don't go to a gym and run in circles or a track. Get out if you can.
Well, that's the way it used to be when we were
all
kids.
All of a sudden, I'm running 3 times a week.
Very good. And you still are?
No. And it was about 2.5 miles to maybe 4.5 miles every time I went out. And I ran. I didn't jog. I ran. I loved it.
Yeah. Riding a bike is really good exercise. Swimming's really good. But I can remember as a kid with a tire and a stick running down the streets, because there wasn't a lot of cars, spinning the tire and just keeping it balanced, and then trying to figure out how to turn a corner with the tire. You get pretty good at it. You hit the edge and you turn corners. I used to go around the blocks, and my friends would catch up with me, and they'd have a tire and a stick.
Oh, sure.
And we used to go 3 or 4 guys with tires and sticks. Now it's pretty funny. Today it's all electronic. Today they all have their nose in these electronic games.
I know, it's crazy.
It's not good.
It's not good.
It's not exercise.
It has its place, but it's not good.
Yeah, it's not all day.
I had at that time a good friend, kind of a drinking buddy. We drink beer, nothing more. And it was maybe a Friday night or something, and we'd go to a place or his house. Sometimes we had what we call steak nights, and maybe 3 or 4 couples. You bring a slab of meat, and they supply everything else.
And you just grill it,
and then you go from one house. And we had one friend. He always brought a little tiny piece of meat. He brought.
We had block parties. We would invite all the people who would come out. There's a potluck block party. And we literally would block the street off with cones. And right in the
Wow.
middle of the street, we'd have some tables. People bring whatever tables they can,
Yeah.
different type tables, and their tablecloths on top of it. And then they bring out the food that they made for the day, and everybody would share. It's a shame. It's because
Yeah.
you knew your neighbors.
Yeah.
You knew them by name. They could trust you to come in your house. You watched your neighbors' homes in case there was a problem. If they
That's
left
right.
town, you watered their lawn, took care of their dog.
Sure.
And,
Got the mail.
That doesn't happen anymore. Yeah, got the mail.
Well, it in general, it doesn't happen. In my condo now where I am, they're 2-story buildings, and there's about 7 units downstairs, 7 upstairs, kind of in the shape of kind of a horseshoe, each building, in different sizes. And I have a little 1-bedroom. I've kind of turned into a quasi-minimalist, and I'm really happy. I got rid of
Okay.
so much stuff. But it's stretched out for almost a mile from the entrance down to the water.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
Okay.
ocean access. It's a river. So they're not one on top of the other, but as far as knowing your neighbors, I never thought I was a condo guy. I love it
You
at
do.
my age.
Yeah,
And I know all 14 of the people.
good. And it's
And-
good to have that way because in one time you might need medical help or something
Sure.
else. And
Sure.
you remember you used the neighbor would come over and said, "Are you going to this market?" Then you pick them up sugar or eggs or milk, something like that.
I never remembered that.
I remember neighbors would say, "Hey, if you're going," my mom, I remember she talked to the neighbors and, "Oh, if you're going tomorrow to the, I can't remember the name of this the 5 and 10.
Oh, yeah, Grants. We
Grants
had
or
Grants.
Woolworths or things like that.
Woolworths.
Can you pick me up something? And it's like because not everybody had a car, not everybody had transportation. So
We had the party line phone
Yeah,
at the summer
right.
cottage. My father
Yeah.
had bought a little. I mean, so inexpensive at the time, and even compared to the price of.
so did you listen into anybody else's conversation?
Oh yeah, but not intentionally.
No,
not
it happened all the time.
intentionally. So,
It happened
because I
all
was
the
a
time.
kid at the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, why don't they get off? Oh my God! And it's long distance.
Yeah.
It's long distance.
You had to go through the operator with she talked like this. Can I help you, sir?
Yeah. Good times.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah. No, I agree. Good times. So you're in Florida. You still have your place in Florida because you only came here for a 30-day visit, is my understanding.
Yes. Originally in 1995, my wife wanted to move to Florida to be
Okay.
close to her sisters. That's a long story, but she was very tight with her sisters growing up. She grew
Okay.
up very poor, and her mother was an alcoholic. And the mother actually died when the mother was 38 years old
That's
from
very
addiction.
young. Very young.
So the 3 sisters.
From liver, possibly? from
Actually, she
alcohol?
died in a mental institution.
Oh,
so
my.
I don't.
Oh, my.
Back then, they called them insane asylums.
Yes,
but,
they did.
basically, it was just a place where they took care of you. And
Yeah.
I didn't know her at the time. I never knew her. Apparently, she was very nice, but just
She
addiction.
just lost it.
Yeah. So she is very tight with her 2 sisters. And the one sister, she's the youngest. Then there's the older, and the older rules the roost.
Okay.
Her name is Gail. She's very nice. They're all nice. So my wife wanted to be close to her sisters.
Okay.
So I said,
And they lived where?
well, they were on Long Island, where we live, nearby, an hour away maybe. And so when they moved to Florida, both of them, my wife was brokenhearted. So she said to me, I want to move to Florida. And I said, I can't do that. I have my customers. I'm not the smartest guy. I just can't start a new business. And the type of customers aren't in Florida. So she said, well, you're pretty smart. I'll come up with a plan, and if you like it, we'll move in 4 years. I said, all right. And she said, and you can have the drinks with the little umbrella for like the first year while you decide what you want to do. Right now, I'll go back to, or I will go to college and get my RN in nursing. And she did. And then when we moved to Florida, I'll go to work at a hospital.
Oh.
I said, for how long?
Yeah.
How long will you work? She said, until I retire at 65 or 62. Okay. So we did it. And actually, she got her degree in 3 years at Stony Brook University. It was some type of an acceleration program.
That's very good.
And she really worked her tail off because I couldn't be around with my job, so she had to do it while our kids were in school.
Okay.
And so after 3 years, she got the degree. And I said, I'm not ready yet. You told me 4. I said, get some more education. She said, okay. So she went back, got some more education. Okay, long story, we moved to Florida. She got a position in the open heart unit as a critical care nurse.
Wow.
And, the Putz here, went from being the big executive in his own mind to being, just a little run-of-the-mill
nothing. Was she
nothing.
making more than you?
Oh, of course.
And she was more important.
I started a little business doing the same thing in Florida after 6 months because I said, this is easy. I know how to do this. Sure, I won't make as much, but
yeah.
I think after 3 years I grossed, and before all my expenses, $60,000. That was it. That was my best year. It was terrible. It was terrible. Because I had to pay for hotel rooms and things like that.
Okay, so you're still traveling.
And so anyway, looking back, I have some regrets. But
what was the reason? Because I already know ahead of time because we talked about this. What was the reason that you separated? Did you legally divorce?
Yeah. It would take a while, but the real quick version was when our youngest son, Tommy, died. He was 25.
Okay,
and
I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
He really became an addict from like 17 years old on, and the addiction's terrible. It's just a bottomless pit.
Yeah.
And the more you learn, the more you just don't know. It gets worse and darker. And I sat in on for a year and a half every Wednesday night with 17 or 18 addicts just to learn about it, and I paid for it. It was just $25 a night for once a week for I think an hour or so.
Okay.
3 of those guys died in the year and a half that I was there, and
all from drugs.
All from drug related. The one guy was a sex addict, so of course we ripped him apart. So I mean, a bunch of guys. But the person who
they're
was
having big problems too right now in certain cities in the U.S.
The person who was the counselor, he was a pastor, and he had all sorts of qualifications to run the meetings, and he actually was an addict in recovery himself, and he had the big positions selling medical equipment. He at one point was lecturing at Harvard.
Oh.
And
nice.
4 months later, he was shoveling pig waste in a rehab place down in South Florida.
Why?
Addiction.
And he couldn't get a job.
Went nuts.
Oh, man.
Ended up in Hawaii or something. Didn't even know he was there.
It's very hard to go down. I've done it. I mean, I was very well off, and then I had nothing. But it is very hard to come back. It's tough. It's very easy. It's very easy to go down, but it's very hard on you. Okay. You could lose everything quickly.
Well, you were asking about what happened between my wife and myself. And my wife's a fantastic person. I still feel like I'm married.
Do you?
I really do.
How long have you been divorced?
10 years. Just about 10 years. We're married 42.
And how many years divorced?
About 10 years.
And you still feel like you're married?
I still feel like I'm married.
So you're not interested in finding someone to replace her?
No, not at this point.
And she's still alive today?
Yes. Yeah.
She's talking?
No. I said to her a few months before she dumped me, I said, you know what, if you really go through with this, I said, just stabbing me in the back. I said, I want nothing to do with a person who stabs me in the back. I said, I just think the whole thing is wrong. I said, loving somebody, besides passion and everything, is an act of your will. And she just said, well, I don't love you anymore. I'm not happy. She wanted to go live with her sisters. That was like the nest. She wanted to go back to the nest.
Don't they have husbands? Don't they have children?
The older one now, Gail, very nice person. Now she married again. Her husband was a New York City cop. plain clothes, worked around the United Nations nights. And it's my opinion that he just worked himself to death because he got diabetes, the kind where you have to put injections in.
Okay.
And he never took care of himself.
Oh,
And he was
that's not
always, he had a pony keg at his house, always drinking beer. And he just said, I don't care. Whatever happens, happens. You know, I'm going to enjoy life. Well, he died at 59.
He died happy?
Well, he was basically blind. And
oh, my God.
I think he had a heart attack or something. Yeah.
He didn't lose any limbs because of
I don't think they might have, taken off a toe or something, but
that's no way to live. Okay.
The vision went down, and so it was back to the sisters and my wife leaving, and I think a lot of it was when our son died.
I'm so sorry. You only had one son?
We had two.
You have two sons. So you have another son.
The other son, he was about a year and a half older, Bobby.
Okay.
Good. I call him a good kid. Fabulous craftsman, kitchen cabinet builder.
Oh, wow.
Custom, does fantastic work. But he does it on his own schedule. He doesn't like to punch a clock.
Okay.
And that makes it difficult because if you work for somebody, they want you there at like 8 in the morning and to 5. And he prefers working till,
So he needs to be self-employed.
2 in the morning or so, just to keep the job going.
So he needs to do it. He needs to do the work in his own, on his own. Yes.
He marches to the beat of his own drum. So
that's fine.
But our relationship has gotten a lot better in the years, which is good. And he lives a couple of miles from me.
All right, that's fine.
So,
That's good.
It is what it is.
And his name was Billy, was it?
Bob.
Bobby. Bob.
Robert, Bobby.
Robert, okay.
Yeah. So, but our youngest son went to California with his girlfriend, and he usually hung out with the wealthy friends so he could enjoy what they have.
Oh, okay.
He's kind of mooched off of them, but yet he gave back with his personality, and
they liked him. They liked to have him around because they made him laugh. Okay.
So he went
That's
to
cool. I know people like that.
California with his fairly wealthy girlfriend, and was out there about 3 months. And before he left, I said, Tommy, you're leaving your support group. I said, that's like me, your mother, a couple other people. I said, you're going to have nobody, and with what you do with your life, it's always good to have a support group.
Right.
He came back in a box, dead, like 3 or 4 months later. It just... So my wife really
partied with the wrong
had
people.
A hard time dealing with it. So and I did too. So.
He partied with the wrong people and he took off, that's all.
Yeah.
They had money, so they were able to buy drugs.
Yeah.
It's
just a different world and different what would you call it? Different enticements than we had when we were younger.
All right, let's turn this up a little more positive.
Yeah, that's it.
So you came out here. You've been here how long now in the Philippines?
I arrived Cebu 6 nights ago.
Okay.
I stayed at a 5-star resort called Dusit Thani in Cebu, Mactan.
Okay.
And the only reason I did that is normally I'm a bottom feeder. I would not do that if it was full price. My good friend's wife worked over here. She's Asian. She worked in hospitality, and she was had a position up pretty high in a 5-star hotel. And she had some good friends, and they got me a screaming rate.
Really?
So I jumped on it.
Was it really a nice hotel?
Oh, it's just gorgeous.
It absolutely has everything.
I've never stayed in a 5-star resort.
I went to Cebu, and I didn't know it. I went online and booked it on Booking.com. It was a dump. I'll be honest with you. It was awful. But I was only there for 2 nights, I think.
This place was gorgeous.
Really?
The buffet breakfast was included. And I'm used to a Holiday Inn buffet breakfast, with some cold scrambled eggs. This was just
off the top.
30 feet this way of food, dishes, hot 30 feet that way, another 30 feet, everything.
Every morning.
I ate so much that I skipped lunch. I was even thinking of bringing some baggies and stuff in them.
Well, they do in the Philippines. It's pretty common, actually.
Oh, God.
In fact, you get people that you don't even know they'll do that.
So I decided, it was nice being there, but it was almost like a high-end prison because you were far away from everything. So to get to the city, I went to Ayala Mall.
Nice.
I said,
like that.
I've got to see that. So I
Yeah.
took a Grab. The Grab driver turns out to be an interesting fellow.
Good.
And we're talking. He was a good salesman. He said, when you leave Dusseldorf, where are you going to go after this? Are you going back to your country? I said, no, I'm going to head down south towards Dumaguete.
Yeah.
Oh, how are you going to get there? I said, I'll probably take a Grab to the bus terminal and just take a bus down. 6 hours.
Not a good idea.
I know. An aircon bus.
Yeah.
I said, but, I don't do much anymore. I just kind of sit and watch. I'll drink coffee. And he said, I'll drive you there to the ferry down south Cebu.
To the ferry, yeah. I take the ferry.
I said, how much? He said, 6,000 pesos. It's like a 4-hour drive, 4.5-hour drive.
Yeah, but 6,000 pesos is a lot of money for Filipinos.
For him, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of money though for a cab driver. It's more than a week's income. It's half a month's.
To me, and years ago, a long time ago, I went to Brazil. I was in Rio de Janeiro, and that's another story, for free.
Yeah.
And it was part of my father's business. There was a spiff going on, and they gave out, so I looked at it. I was drooling, and my father said, you want to go? I said, yeah. He goes, here, take it. Here's the ticket. Go. So when I exchanged currency there, I had no idea what I was doing. So I gave a cab driver like the equivalent of $2.
Okay.
They were cruceros, I think. Now they're cruceras. I gave him the equivalent of like 15 cents or something. I didn't know it until afterwards. So when I look at the currency in the Philippines, in my mind,
it takes time.
I have a little like rate card printed in my wallet, so I can say, okay, this is this.
So it's almost 60 to 1. So your 6,000 pesos was $100.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money. Here.
Yes.
It doesn't buy you anything in the States.
It was correct. And I'll blow my own horn right now. I've done fairly well investing,
That's
in the stock market.
That's okay,
By the way,
still, it doesn't mean you need to throw it away.
Yeah, but money's not that important to me. It really
well, it
isn't.
is if you don't have it. Trust me.
Yes, anything over,
Yeah.
covering all the bills and a few little wants and needs here, and it's like a library card to experience.
Just be comfortable, be careful with your money, and make sure you have it because you may live to 100.
Yeah,
most likely will.
I think,
and you won't have an income.
Yes.
You can't count on Social Security either.
Oh, that might be gone, in 5 or 10 years.
Yeah,
we'll always get it. We'll always get it, but maybe a hot dog. Maybe a hot dog will cost $200, but we'll always get it.
Not here, though. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Not for a long time.
But,
so, what was the reason that you came to the Philippines?
Oh,
Curious?
well, while I was
curious.
taking care of my mother, and basically stuck at her place for 4 years and 5 months, I watched a lot of YouTube videos. And I was looking at places possibly to just things to do. One of them was maybe I'll go to the state of Georgia, near Russia. It's supposedly gorgeous there. They have 4 seasons, and they're not brutal seasons. The people hate communism because they were under the rule, so they love freedom. And then there's other areas. And then I said, well, you know what? If I don't go to the Philippines, basically because the people seem extremely nice in general. And English, you can basically communicate, you can, ask directions, or you may not get the right direction, but you can ask.
No, they'll take you there. It's beyond just giving you directions. They'll take you there, even if it's out of their way. Yeah, it's very different here.
In a way, after watching you and Paul, the old dog, and Gio, and all the other guys that I consider a quality people, I decided I'll give the Philippines a shot.
Yeah. I'm going to put the air on.
No,
make sure
okay.
it's on. Yeah.
And as we said earlier, I didn't come here for the women. I don't want to buy
Are
a
you
problem.
intrigued at all about the women?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
I mean, there's a little guy 25 years old inside of me. Believe me.
The little guy down below.
Yeah, well, yeah. the little general.
The little general.
Yeah, well, the little general's
I was
kind
just
of
curious.
old,
I mean,
so
you know. You haven't lost interest, so that's good.
Yeah, but I still feel like I'm married. It's crazy.
Then you're going to have a problem
Yeah.
because you're going to have a guilt trip. Because you're going to have no trouble finding someone here.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very easy to find someone here because they don't have an age stigma.
I know.
Like we do in the U.S.
I know.
The age doesn't, what you look like, how fast you can move.
Yeah.
And they're also not into what you have like they are in the U.S. So it's not about who you are. It's not about what you are.
Yeah.
They just like a solid person that can trust, that can provide for them.
Yes.
They're not looking for fancy dresses, cars, dinners, restaurants, or clothes or jewelry. So it's not going to be difficult to find someone.
So
just be careful because some of them
you can get
use
skinned.
that against you.
Yeah, you can get skinned.
Some of them know that we're so you have to. It takes a long time.
I've heard years of the YouTubers talking about that.
There's been plenty of guys that have built a home and only to be told to get out of my house.
Sure.
After it's built.
When they get here, the house is built and the family's in, and they say, "Go get lost."
There's plenty of guys that have bought a car, bought jewelry, bought gifts, and then realize that there's other guys that are buying them things, and they disappear for a while, saying they're going to go see their mom, and they're not seeing their mom; they're seeing their other provider in another city. There's all kinds of stuff like that. So you have to really put your guard up here. It's not saying that you won't find someone. There are wonderful Filipinos here that are genuine, but there's also some that have learned they can scam.
It's the old saying, sometimes desperate people do desperate things.
Yeah, there's good and bad people in every country.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But there's more good here.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, there's more good and more down-to-earth, real.
Yeah.
Even the Filipino men, they're very fair, very honest. You could trust them. A lot of times I'll hire somebody and I don't even have a contract or anything. I just shake a hand.
Yep.
And they still have honor here. Honor is a very important thing here. You never want to dishonor someone, a Filipino, because
they've got a safe face.
Because it's very important to them.
Keep your voice down. Smile.
Yeah, you don't cuss it if you don't raise your voice.
Just adapt.
Yeah, so you're going to learn. If you read all the information that's out there, you have watched the videos, and you'll be here, and we're going to have you come back before you leave. Now, you're only here for 1 month.
Well, okay.
It actually takes more than a month.
The ebook, I bought a one-way ticket.
Good. Because you may decide you want to stay and see other towns.
I might stay up to 3 or 4 months, or
you may go to Iloilo, or Davao, or Los Angeles City, or
absolutely.
But if you get back here, I want to record you because we're going to find out when you come back, and you'll see such a big difference between today and 30 or 60 days from now.
I have been to India for 4 trips.
Oh, very nice.
3 in the early 90s through my church at the time, and there was a group, about 17 of us went.
Oh, very nice. Very
and
nice.
It was about 2.5 weeks. I usually had to leave after 2 for my business, but I saw so much poverty in India, and I'm very comfortable here when you do see poverty, and I know what to expect. But then I went back in 2005 with just my friend, who was actually the pastor of our church, but unfortunately, he was an alcoholic.
Oh, the pastor was.
The pastor, yeah. Great guy. Smart. I think he had like 3 master's degrees.
Wow.
But if you go back with his past, it was the childhood that did it to him, and he never dealt with it. And that just twisted him in knots.
It's a shame.
Yeah. So I've traveled a little bit and seen different countries. I kind of know what to expect, and I'm delighted with the Philippines, but at the same time, I've only been, say, to Dumaguete for less than 24 hours. So I can't say right or wrong. I'm still like a deer, in the light, in the headlights.
You got to learn your direction and places to meet, but you'll meet other people here.
Yeah, I would love to ride a scooter, but I know my limitations because I've always been afraid of motorcycles and things. And so at my age, I'm just like, no, I wouldn't feel comfortable. I mean,
if you'd like, I have a tuk-tuk drivers that are very good, and they'll take you around. They'll be a private driver for you. They
That's
charge a
interesting.
little bit more money, but they have
Yeah.
a better vehicle. It's like a tuk-tuk.
Yeah.
It's basically like a tuk-tuk, but it's it's a little gasoline engine. He sits in the front, you sit in the back. Has side doors.
Yeah.
It has a roof in case it rains, whatever. And that would be recommended.
That's like that fellow Bud Brown has, I think. He
Yeah.
has one of those.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's back now. I've listened to him a
Yes,
few
he
times.
does. He does have one of those. So,
Yeah.
and they're on call. They come to you. You're staying at the Sierra.
I booked, yes, for 4 nights, just
Alright.
to see if I liked it, and and then I'll look around too and see what else is
So
available.
there's a lot of nice hotels. There's a Hotel Dumaguete. There's also Henry's. Those are upper scale. And then you have Darwin area too.
Yeah.
And Sierra also has a location in Darwin.
Oh, really?
Which is very nice, right on the beach. So I don't know if you.
I might like to connect with, what's his name? The Critter Republic.
Justin.
Justin, yeah.
Yeah.
And,
he has a place you can stay
yeah,
too,
I
right
saw
on the
that.
beach.
Yeah.
Very nice guy too,
Yeah.
by the way.
I might like to go to Apo Island. Back in the early 70s, and I brought my basic certification card, scuba diving.
Okay.
I used to dive a little bit, just basic.
He'll give you a several hour, just a
little brush
beginner's
up or
refresher.
something,
They
yeah.
have that there.
I'd feel comfortable going down about 30 feet, but I wouldn't want to go any deeper than that.
That's fine. He's good.
I used to love to go diving.
He's the best.
Yeah,
And
I've
he has
seen.
his new resort. In fact,
Yeah.
when you go there, let me know, because I still need to record him and his resort. And when you go to Apo, I'd like to join you.
Oh, interesting.
I haven't been to Apo.
Yeah.
Been here for 3 years, haven't been to Apo. Don't ask me why. And I like to go, and I know he has tours going out, and he has snorkeling and scuba diving. And I can snorkel, I don't scuba dive.
Yeah, I'd enjoy snorkeling too. So
I'm
it's
scared of sharks. Jaws came. I got certified, and Jaws came out.
I'm the same way.
That was the problem. Okay.
I'm the same way.
I'll tell you how long ago. If anybody remembers Jaws,
It's
not one, not 3, 2, 3, or 4. Jaws 1 scared the hell out of me. I finished my training in a pool. We're going out in the ocean, and all I could think about is sharks. I could not get in the water. I failed.
After Jaws, I was diving in Peconic Bay at the east end of Long Island, where the visibility was about 4 feet.
Yeah.
Beautiful blue water, but for whatever reasons, not polluted, really nice. And there used to be fish traps set up, a few of them, that would, as the tides would go by. So here I am, I'm saying I'm going to go inside, see what they look like. So I'm swimming, and I'm with a friend just to be safe in case we got tangled in the nets. And I'm swimming, and here comes a little shark, a sand shark about this
Sand
long,
shark, yeah.
right towards me.
Not serious.
I think I
They're scared of you.
screamed into the into my
Of course,
ring.
they're more scared of you than you are of him. But all I can think of is Jaws. I'm telling you, that movie destroyed it for me.
Kind of to me too, but where I live in Florida, I love to fish in the ocean.
Yeah,
and
me too.
I have a
Fishing.
little boat, little 17-foot boat, a little Boston whaler. It's old, and an old engine.
Yeah.
But I have a sea tow package, like a tow truck, so if I break down, they come and get me.
Yeah.
I've been out in fairly shallow water, like 10 feet on a reef, live baiting, and here he comes. The 10-foot hammerhead,
Uh-huh.
just swimming back and forth and doing this.
Waiting for you to catch a
doing,
fish so you
doing
can
this.
steal it.
And then he disappeared. But at one time, you'd look, the boat's only 6 feet wide.
Oh, okay.
And you look on one side, and you can see the shark. And you look on the other side, you can see as he goes under, it's like, that's a big shark.
Well, when you're staying in Darwin at Justice, there is a boat that goes out, a fishing boat, and a pier in Zambogita, which is about another 20, 30 minutes further south, okay? And I haven't done that either, and I miss fishing as well. And I haven't fished in a lot of years, 10 years. I had a boat also, a Cutty Sark boat, often Oxnard. We used to, actually I had it in Ventura, and we used to go to the Oxnard Islands and go fishing. I loved ocean fishing.
Yeah, I just love being around the ocean. It's just, we go, I'll go maybe 10 miles offshore in this thing. And There's a lot of other boats around.
But you're very small compared to the big blue deep sea.
Yes.
And the creatures that live there.
Yes. This type of boat is foam flotation, so it can't sink.
Oh, that's good.
And it won't, like some boats say they won't sink. Well, what happens is the bow goes straight up in the air because that's where the flotation is.
Right, right.
And the water's here. Boat didn't sink. The whalers stay level.
Yeah, I know.
So
do sharks.
It might flip over, but at least you're not going to die. And sharks don't bother you. They really don't.
So you've come out here to check it out.
Yes.
For a location that you might want to live in, or a location you might want to visit on a long period of time. Not sure yet.
Check.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've got options.
Yeah. All right. Keep them open.
I
keep them open. That's fine.
I just don't know.
The problem is you're going to find somebody. And I just say that's the problem because then you're going to be torn between
yep.
a Florida living.
It's I hope so, and I hope not. Both would be okay, but
it's been a long time since you've been with a woman that sleeps next to you,
yeah.
comforts you, takes care of you, and they'll take care of you in your old age. They'll clip your nails. They'll warm up your feet. They'll give you back massages. When you're not feeling well, they cook their plants. Don't ask me what it is, but they cook plants on the stove and they have you drink a type of soup.
Yeah.
You know, they mother you, and it's very difficult not to enjoy that.
What I came to realize after watching a lot of YouTube videos for many years was that in the United States, men in general, broad brush statement, really aren't men anymore, a lot of them. And women aren't feminine anymore. Broad brush, they're feminists to a degree. Come to the Philippines, men are still men in general, and women are feminine.
Yes.
The way it was in the 1950s.
It's like going back 50 to 75 years. It really is.
And that's interesting. I like that. And I like dealing with people on a handshake.
Yeah.
I built my first house on a handshake.
Really? Very good.
4-bedroom, 3-bath colonial on a handshake.
On a handshake, yeah.
And the builder said to me, good friend of mine, he said, you don't have kids yet, so the upstairs, which will be 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, leave it empty, attic. And then there's a full attic above that. I said,
wow.
I said, what are you talking about? He said, well, you don't have any money. I said, yeah, I know. He said, don't borrow money. Just, borrow a little bit.
Yeah, only borrow what you need.
And he said, downstairs, you have the country kitchen. You have a big living room with a brick wall and an arched fireplace. You have a bathroom, full bath.
That's all you need. Yeah.
And you have a dining room. He said, use your dining room as your bedroom. He said, what's wrong with you? And I went, oh, yeah, I could do that. And we did.
And you'll pay off the mortgage and not get into heavy finance.
And then little by little, I did a lot of the work on my house, whatever I could do. I studded out a few of the upstairs rooms. Maybe the walls were crooked a little, I don't know. I insulated. I put the siding on the house. I was up 5 scaffolds high.
Wow.
Putting
I don't like heights.
Siding on.
That's not for me.
I did a lot, and it worked out well.
Good.
Inflation went up. I owned real estate. If I didn't, I would have not been in a good place.
Do you still have real estate?
Not really, no, and I should. I have my condo, big deal. Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah, that's not the best.
You shouldn't have, in my opinion, you shouldn't have rentals. Commercial property would be okay because you have a commercial management company, but on residential, it's pretty much said that you shouldn't have residential rentals and be more than 50 miles away.
Oh, correct.
Because they have a lot of work. They require, On a commercial property, it's different, but...
Yeah, I was about 20 to 22 miles away from the 2 rentals houses that I did have. So.
And
it was okay because I was traveling back and forth for my work. I actually built a house out where that summer cottage was. I liked it so much. So being the smart guy, now I would drive 30,000 miles a year for business, 15,000 a year, just getting back and forth to my office. Not the smartest guy, and I did that for 20 years, but I did that because, number one, I loved the area. And then number 2, I thought my wife and kids would just love it there.
Yeah.
Well, she just wanted to get out because that's where she was born.
Right.
So
I live obviously in Dumaguete. It's kind of a city, and I really do miss having something out in the country, a cabin or something where you got to fishing. You can't have. There's not too many rivers with fish here.
Yeah.
There's lots of islands, but not too many rivers with fish. You can buy property in the middle of nowhere, but if you have a place that you build, there's no guarantee somebody won't move into it.
Yeah.
That's the problem here. So
going back to the Philippines and my situation, if I like it, I'll stay a couple of months. If I don't feel real comfortable, maybe I'll leave the beginning of January.
it's not for everybody.
Other options, I might, in the few years to come, I might stay here 6 months and go back 6 months, keep my little condo.
There's a lot of advantages for you here because, first off, being in Florida, you're used to humidity. We have humidity here.
Yes.
I was from California. There's no humidity. It's dry. And Las Vegas, Nevada, which is very dry. Okay? So you'll be okay on the humidity side. The weather will be fine for you because you've gotten acclimated to it. Also, you'll like the people here. They're wonderful. The fact they speak English. There's a lot of draw. It's very inexpensive to live here, but a lot of people come here because they can't afford living in the U.S. anymore.
It's crazy.
Elderly guys.
I've been lucky. I've been lucky, fortunate.
So, but you can live anywhere you want. So that's not really a factor.
To a point. I mean, I'm careful.
So we'll see how it goes. Keep a positive mind. We'll see how it goes.
I got the sniffles from arriving in the Philippines. I thought I was going to bypass it, and I woke up a couple days ago and went, "Oh, I think I got it." Just a little annoyance.
I hate to say it, but everybody gets sick when they first come here.
You mentioned that,
Remind me to give you some antibiotics before you leave. You may need them. It usually ends up going in your chest.
Oh boy!
Let me see, my hair is on. My hair is on. Let me shut that off. It's getting cold. All right, now. What else? We kind of covered quite a bit here. We're going to get back with you. What are you going to do to keep your time busy? You're going to go to the mall. You haven't been to the mall. You haven't been here long. You got the mall. You can walk around and shop. You like window shopping?
I'd rather buy from Amazon. I'm not a real shopper.
Well, you can here. You have to download Amazon.
I know. I mean, I don't. I joke with the friends of mine. I'll text them. I said, I've done this, that, and that. And I said, and I have no idea what I'm doing next, other than having coffee in the morning.
You might go diving again.
And I want to do all of the above, but I don't really have a schedule at this point. It's
all right.
Just kind of get acclimated to the time also, which I'm doing.
That's fine. It sounds like you're doing good.
I mean, all in all, things are good. I'm a little down today, but. All in all, things are good.
All right.
I am happy and I am content.
Welcome to the Philippines.
Yeah.
It's better here.
Yeah.
All right.
Good. I've enjoyed our time together.
Yes. Thank you very much for coming on. I'm sure everybody will be appreciated listening to your story. I'll sure if you go on my channel, you'll see the comments. They'll have some comments directly to you that you'll need to answer.
Oh, okay. Everybody,
thank you for sticking around and listening. I appreciate all of my subscribers. Don't forget to please hit the like and give some comments and ask some questions for Don if you have any. And we're going to wind it up.
Sounds good.
Say bye-bye.
Goodbye.
All right.
That's my Goldfinger.
Take care, guys.